What we're going to be doing is installing this bad boy, a roof vent, which means this episode is going to be the most stressful thing I've done this far. Why? Because we got to cut a hole in the roof. Oh no! Let's get to work. Yeah! Alrighty guys, step number 1 for installing your roof vent. What we got to do first is clean the roof. Why do we got to do this, you ask? 2 reasons. Number 1, we don't want any rust to build up where we cut. Number 2, big reason, we want to make sure that everything adheres well, i.e. the silicone and whatever else we're using to glue it down, so it sticks well. We don't want any dirt and stuff getting in there. So, we're going to go ahead and clean the roof. Cue the cleaning montage. Woo! Wait! This isn't working for me. Cue the sexy montage! What? That's what happens when you don't have a budget. On to step number 2, baby! What we're gonna be doing for step number 2 is putting plastic taped up on the underside of the roof. The reason we're doing that is to catch any of the metal shavings that will fall down into the van, and that big piece that's gonna fall out too. Another reason you might wanna do this is if you're far along in the build like I am, you definitely won't want anything cutting up and messing up your pretty stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that anything that falls down is gonna be caught by the plastic. So, here we go! Alrighty guys, step number 3. What are we gonna be doing, you ask? Measuring the crap out of the area. Why? Because we need it exactly 14 by 14 inches to make sure it fits exactly and doesn't fall in. Also, we gotta make extra freaking sure that we have enough room. Why? Because I'm putting up solar panels and I don't have a lot of room. So, we gotta make sure that it's exactly the right spot and exactly enough room. So, we're gonna start measuring. Here we go! Alrighty guys, step number 4. Now that we got it all measured out, we're going to take some blue painter's tape and go around the edges right on the line. This is going to help keep all the shavings and stuff intact so the edge isn't so rough. So, we're going to go ahead and tape this up now. Here we go! Alrighty guys, step number 5. Now that we got it all taped up, we got to put some holes in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to drill holes in the corners. That's so we can get the jigsaw in and then be able to go around the whole way. So, next up, we're gonna drill some holes. Here we go! Alrighty guys, moment of truth. Time to cut a hole in the roof. Here we go! Bing! Top floor. I wanted the lobby. Dink. Ah! Alrighty guys, step number 7. What we're gonna do is smooth out the edges so they're not so sharp and rough and prone to rust. So, there's a couple ways you can go ahead and smooth the edges of the hole cut. What you can do is you can get a file and just kind of go all the way around it. Or you can be smart like me and just go ahead and use a grinder. So, the grinder's gonna go a little bit quicker. Now, one reason you might want to use a file is because it's gonna be really kind of hard to get to the edges. And again, you do not want to ruin your cut at all. So I'm gonna be doing this very lightly just to kind of smooth the edges out, and then we're gonna go to the next step. Here we go! Alrighty guys, step number 8. What we gotta do is protect the edges. Now
Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take some Rust-Oleum paint and we're gonna go right along the edges here, and that's gonna protect it from rusting. So here we go. Alrighty guys, while we're letting this dry, we're gonna go do something else. Hurry up, let's go!
Okay guys, we're here at the next step. You may be wondering why I'm freaking out right now. The reason is, the Weather Channel may have screwed me again. Why? Well, it's supposed to be sunny today and tomorrow. However, it might rain tonight. Fantastic with the hole that I just cut in the roof of the van. So, the next step, step number 9. Step number 9, we're going to be cutting a square 14 by 14 out of wood. The reason we're doing that is because the top of the roof is actually very thin metal. And when we're screwing stuff down, it doesn't make it very strong. So we're going to get the wood and then we're going to glue it and clamp it on the underside, so when we're screwing down, it's got a lot more strength. So we're going to cut out this square piece of wood now. Here we go!
Screw you, weatherman! I can build things! Ha ha! Alrighty guys, we've got to make an adjustment on that wood square frame piece we just made. Reason being is that roof support that we cut through is going to be right in the way. As you can see, I cut through a roof support. Some of you may be going, what is wrong with you? Are you insane? A little bit, yeah, but I need a room for my solar panels, and this is where I had to cut the hole. So, don't worry about it, we're going to fix it with some welding and some steel. So, let's go fix that wood brace right now. Here we go! Guys, good morning! Looks like it did rain last night, so I'm really glad that I built that awesome fort. So, first thing we gotta do is take all that down, and then we're gonna take those clamps off. Here we go!
Alrighty guys, step number 10. What we're gonna be doing first is installing the first piece of the vent fan. So, what we gotta do is make sure she fits first. Alright, there's some good news, it fits. So, next thing we gotta do is we're gonna trace the outside of it with a pencil, and that's going to give us an idea of where we're going to put the boodle tape. The boodle tape is for these little valleys right here on the roof, because we don't want water flowing into the vent fan. That would be bad, and into the van. That'd be really bad. So we're going to go ahead and trace the outside. Here we go. All right, guys. Step number 11: putting down the boodle tape. Due to that pencil mark, we know exactly where it goes. So we're just going to go ahead and slap it on there, and we'll be good to go. Be watertight. Not having any leaks in the van. Very important. So, make sure to do this part. So, let's rock and roll, baby. Here we go! Alrighty guys, step number 12. We're gonna go ahead and screw the flange down. Now, what we gotta do first is drill a couple of pilot holes in all the screw holes there, and then screw them down. Here we go! Alrighty guys, step number 13. We're gonna go ahead and put some sealant around the edges, just seal up everything, make sure it's watertight, and we're gonna put one little drop on each of the screw holes. That's to prevent them from dripping into the van. So, we're gonna go ahead and do that now. Here we go! Hey guys, tip time. If you're using a self-leveling lap sealant, do not try to clean it up because it'll make a mess and won't look good. So just put it down, leave it alone. And then, also, I wanna give you guys some tips on the sealant to use. This is Dicor lap sealant, self-leveling, good to go. Another one you can use is Sikaflex. Sikaflex is great stuff, it's marine grade. Another one you can use is GE Silicon number 2. Number 2 is important because that's the weatherproof kind. So those are the tips I have for using the sealant. Next step. Alrighty guys, step number 14. We're slapping this puppy on the roof, finally. Alright, so what's the first thing we gotta do? Well, first, make sure your vent is in the open position. So so the holes will line up with the metal flanges that we already put on. So, second thing, very important, make sure the wires go down through and don't get cut on the flange that we got on the roof already, because we don't want to cut the wire. Now, let's hook this baby up. Here we go! Okay guys, so these little metal flanges, you want to move up just a little bit. Enough so you can still get the screw through the hole, but it'll make it a lot easier to line it up. Reason is, van has a little bit of angle to it, so it's kind of hard to line up the holes, and if you have just a little bit more room to wiggle with, it'll make it a lot easier for you. So move these little metal flanges up. So next step is just line up the holes and screw them in.
Alrighty guys, now that we got it on there, we're gonna go ahead and do the wiring so we can test it and make sure it works. So, what you're gonna need is some screws. We got some wire holders / cable holders. We got some flex tubing. You can also use wire loom, that works too. Now, the vent fan came with these little quick connectors, so you put the wire in the one end, crimp it, and then grab the other one, and it just kind of, see how this one's different, it just kind of sticks in there, and then you got a quick connect for the wiring, and we're gonna need your crimpers to crimp those. So pretty straightforward. One thing I want to mention though is the wire to the vent fan. If you'll notice on the black wire, it's positive. That's not typical. Black wire usually means negative, so just keep that in mind when you're installing yours. If yours doesn't have a label, the black wire is the positive one. With that, let's go ahead and hook this puppy up. Here we go!
Y'all, time to test this puppy. Here we go! Yes! It works! We did it, people! Woo! Now, for the final step. Here we go! Alrighty, guys, super important last step. What are we doing, you ask? We're installing this puppy. What does this puppy do? It makes everything look all pretty. So, what do we gotta do first? We gotta stick it up there to see what we gotta do next. Oh no! It doesn't fit! Why would they manufacture it like this? Well, like people, vans come in all shapes and sizes. I don't judge. So, that means we gotta circumcise this bad boy. By that I mean, we gotta cut it to size. Here we go! One thing though, guys, I can't cut this piece yet because I don't have the wood cladding for the ceiling yet. So I can't make mine look all pretty, but I'm still gonna help you with yours. So what do we gotta do first? Let's measure this puppy. Grab a measuring tape, stick it up in a corner to the fan unit itself, then down to the ceiling. That's the first part of the measurement. Then add ½ inch. The reason we're adding ½ inch is because this is gonna stick up in there. Next important part, make sure to do all 4 corners. Reason for that is because chances are your van roof is not flat and level. If you have one, congratulations, you've got a one-of-a-kind vehicle. Now that we got those marks, the next step. The next step is to transfer the measurements onto here, mark them, and then cut them. Now when you're cutting them, make sure to use a handsaw and not a power saw. The reason for this is fragile plastic. It can crack. That would defeat the whole purpose of putting this up there because this is just to make it look pretty. And then, once you've got it cut to size, stick it up there, screw it up there, and then congratulations! You've got a complete van fan, and you're gonna be cool like me and cool in your van. So, if you guys like this video, learned something, be sure to like and subscribe. And I hope you'll join me for the next episode because we're installing some solar, baby! Yeah! Gonna have some power in the van. See y'all next time. Woo!